This is Living Power with Dan Hurst.
Now, is there anything any more complicated than a love relationship? It is the most complicated, befuddled thing I've ever had to deal with in my own life and watch other people deal with. Relationships are really, really tough. And we have such an amazing example of a relationship here. And is there anything any more complicated than a love relationship for Christians who are so bombarded by the way the world says that we should have relationship and a marriage, and yet the Word gives us some insight also, and it becomes very complicated. And the fact of the matter is, there are very few marriages that, by example, would encourage singles to get married. In fact, I have a son. I have 3 sons. 2 of them are married. The middle one is not married. It's available. And he's a good guy. He's really good. He's handsome. And are you available? Is that what you're saying? Or what?
Can you send me his resume?
It's a resume. I should have resumes printed up for him, shouldn't I? And references. So here's a guy who has had a couple of girlfriends and gotten burned both times. I think more than 2 maybe. And he will tell you, I've just decided, what's the point? Everybody that I know, in his age group, he said, everybody I know that's married is having problems. He said, what's the point? He said, why would I want that? And I said, wow. I said, well, don't other marriages, people that have marriages have survived, doesn't, and I'm thinking, me and Marcia, would that be a good example? And he goes, no. So there are very few marriages that, by example, encourage singles to get married. And sometimes singles just think, man, is it really, really worth it? So let's take a look at what is a right relationship, and then we'll get into these 5 questions. What is a right relationship? From a biblical perspective, what is a right relationship? The first thing that we see is that, and we see this from this passage with Rebecca and Isaac. First thing that we see is that a right relationship needs a confirmation. When I'm talking about a right relationship, I'm talking about a godly relationship. A relationship between 2 people who are trying to have a right relationship in the Lord. Notice what Rebecca does. As soon as Rebecca finds out what's happening, and that Eliezer is there looking for a wife, and that it looks like she's the woman, what does she do? Verse 28 says, the girl ran and told her mother's household about these things, just like a woman. She said, I go tell everybody. I got to go tell everybody. And now Rebecca had a brother named Laban, and he hurried out to the man at the spring. Now I'm thinking, is Laban coming out to punch him? Or is Laban coming out to find out what's really going on? What we find out is that actually Rebecca and Laban and Bethuel and Milcah apparently had a very close relationship. It was apparently a very tight-knit family. They really cared for each other a lot. And so they were part of each other's lives. And so Rebecca has a brother named Laban. He hurried out to the man in the spring. And as soon as he had seen the nose ring and the bracelets on his sister's arms, and because he had given her the jewelry as a gift, as a way to offer engagement. As he had seen those things, he heard Rebecca tell what the man had said to her. He went out to the man and found him standing by the camels near the spring. And he says to him, come, you who are blessed by the Lord. Why are you standing out here? I prepared the house and a place for the camels. There was suddenly this confirmation. Eliezer, now you've got to remember, Eliezer is wondering, what is it that God is up to? How is this all going to play out? All he knows is that he's been sent to find a wife for Isaac. And now all of a sudden it's really falling into place. Not only does he find the woman, but now they invite him to stay at their house. And it's just got to amaze Eliezer. Listen, when you're getting into a relationship, you need to trust the insight and senses of the people who love you and have your best interests at heart. Rebecca didn't make this decision on her own. She shared it with the people that she trusted. She shared it with people that she could confide in. She shared it with people who she knew cared for her and had her best interests at heart. When you're looking at a relationship, men or women, when you found somebody that you want a relationship with, young or old, confide, share that with the people who love you. Ask them for their insight. They're not going to try to ruin it all for you.
Looking for a Bible study that's focused on the practical application of the Bible? Check out our website at theopenclass.com.